Okay, let's be honest. When it comes to what's in your food, most surprises are not welcome ones. So if you can think you can trust the labels of the products you buy at the grocery store, an alarming new study might make you think twice. Because from olive oil to coffee to spices, instances of so-called food fraud are cropping up nationwide. ABC's Jim Avila brings us the report.
A trip to the grocery store should be simple and straightforward.
Anything that they put in there should be listed on the ingredients label.
But how do you know what's on the label is what you're actually getting? In a study, the U.S. Pharmacopeal Convention, an independent nonprofit lab with a mission of raising food standards, says in many cases you can't. Their comprehensive review of food fraud finds that reports of fraudulent ingredients in our food, ingredients not labeled and used as cheap substitutes, are up 60% over last year's review.
Food products are not always what they purport to be.
So it's profit or, in this case, greed.
That seems to be the driver for a lot of human actions. There are synthetic dyes, industrial dyes available that mimic that color very nicely.
Harm the buyer.
Those dyes are typically carcinogenic, or at least presumed carcinogenic.
An industry watchdog group estimates 7% of the American food supply contains fraudulent ingredients. The most common frauds at the supermarket? Liquids and ground food are easiest to doctor. Expensive extra virgin olive oil diluted with cheaper vegetable oil. For Nightline, I'm Jim Avila in Washington.
Hi, I'm Charles Crowhair. I'm with Olivina Olive Oil in Livermore, California. I'm a fourth generation resident of Livermore, as our families had the property since the 1930s. Olivina was originated back in 1881 from Julius Paul Smith, who and his brother formed Borax Soap, planted olive trees as far as in Livermore at that time, along with some grapes, and hence the name Olivina, olives and vines. We have trees that still date back from 1881 as far as on the property. We call our Century Mission olives. We planted additional olive trees in late 1990s as far as early 2000s. As far as now we have 11,000 olive trees here in Livermore. As for ranging in different cultivars of olives. When we first planted the additional trees, as far as we planned on just being growers of olives, at that time, as far as then when we started to really drill down and understand the olive oil industry, we realized that there was a lot of fraud in the olive oil industry, and we wanted to try to control and avoid as far as some of those obstacles. Yeah, I mean, using oils that are mislabeled as far as not truly an extra virgin olive oil could be potentially fatal as far as to the consumer.
Would it surprise you to know that people are actually dying from counterfeit olive oil?
It would very much surprise me to know that people are dying from counterfeit olive oil.
Had you heard of any of those problems?
I did not hear of those problems. I was unaware of that. That's obviously a concern to us too, being in the restaurant business. People do have food allergies, that kind of thing, so no, I was unaware of that.